Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today we're going to begin our Datamined rune journey by starting with the warrior class. I'm just planning on going through every single class. I feel like it'd be better to make a bunch of videos talking about each and every one of the classes specifically, so I can give more time to each, because they actually give us quite a lot of runes. And I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be getting, because they gave us helm and bracers as well as belt and boots. So very, very interesting choice by Blizzard. I never thought they would give us 4 pieces of gear and put it all in there, so it'll be a little confusing, but I feel like giving you guys, my detailed opinion on each rune for each class would be a better use, instead of just hyper fast reading through them all and making like a 15-minute video. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we're going to head over to the Wowhead page with the runes right here. And so the first rune for warrior is Engraved Belt, Blood Surge. Engrave your belt with the Blood Surge rune. Heroic Strike, Bloodthirst, and Whirlwind have a 30% chance to make your next slam within 15 seconds instant and cost no rage. So this is back in Classic Slam build sort of became a thing, and it was like a really weird niche thing to sort of do. So now they're kind of implementing Slam and just making it either is your primary attack or it is completely useless. Like, you're never going to sit there and hard cast Slam as a warrior DPS. There was a Slam build that existed for a brief period, but Blizzard changed it because it wasn't going as people wanted it to be. So just really cool to see them sort of make those meme things become real and, go along the lines of a Slam type build. Next, we have Engraved Belt Focused Rage. It reduces the rage cost of your offensive abilities by 3. So just a straight up rage reduction, so that's always good. If you don't want to mess around with Slam, they're just giving you rage reduction on your abilities. I doubt it would be better, but who knows? It might just be there, depending. You can do a lot with Raging Blow now, because going up and down with that threshold, it'll be really interesting to see if you just simply use that, or if you have some fun with some Slam builds. Then next we have Precise Timing. So this is also Belt Rune, and Slam is now an instant cast, but it has a 6-second cooldown. So instead, you can sort of gamba with Slam, or you can have a nice consistent Slam. But either way, it's cool to see Slam be utilized for once, instead of just being meh and not really used. Next, we have Enraged Regeneration. This is a Engrave Your Boots rune. It heals you for 30% of your maximum health over 10 seconds, but can only be used while Enraged, Berserker Rage, or Blood Rage is active. Usable while stunned. So that's pretty cool to note that it can be used while stunned. So, you Berserker Rage a fear in PvP, and then you get stunned right away after. Then you can just sort of use that to heal over 10 seconds. I think that'll be really good for PvP. Could also be really good for tanks. Next, we have Engrave Boots Intervene. So run at a high speed towards a party member, intercepting the next attack or ranged attack made against them, as well as reducing their total threat by 10%. So this is definitely more of like a tank thing. But it has really good use in PvP, just a nice mobility spell. You could use this in a raiding situation, but I'd imagine there's going to be a more damage heavy boot rune or something, or the next one that we're going to talk about, Rallying Cry, could be way more useful in a raiding scenario. Let loose a Rallying Cry, granting all party members and raid members within 40 yards 15% of their max health for 10 seconds. So this is huge if you're taking on those big hits, like Ragnaros can smack someone really hard. There's just a lot of grand mechanics in Classic that do a ton of damage, and normally you can't really eat them, but I'd imagine with depending on if they do scaling or not, you can, Rallying Cry, give everyone max health. If you get Rallying Cry and then Pain Suppression, chances are a tank is going to survive whatever is coming at them. So it can just be a really, really nice cooldown. And it's cool that it's all party and raid members instead of having this party nonsense that we have to deal with certain classes. Then next we have a Pants rune in Phase 2, which is really interesting. I was curious if they were going to do this, just give us additional runes for slots we already sort of completed, in quotes. But Engraved Pants commanding Shout. The warrior shouts, increasing stamina of all party members by 30 or by 2 within 30 yards by 2. So 2 is really, really low. It'll never beat a priest buff, and you can't stack them. So just, I guess if you don't have a priest, you get 2 stam from warriors. Very interesting. I think that's a typo, and it'll give us more. This is also in the rune pages for the quality of life runes as well, so I'm not too entirely sure what version we're getting. Then we have Engrave Bracers Rampage. Warrior goes on a rampage, increasing attack power by 2% and causing the most successful melee attacks to increase attack power by an additional 2%. This effect will stack up to 5, last 30 seconds. This ability can only be used after scoring a critical hit. So this is just a huge damage DPS warrior Zug bracer enchant, or rune. It'll be really, really cool to see this. It gives them something to look for and manage other than just staring at a rage bar at 80 to 100 and just making it dip to 70 and then going back up to 80 and pressing Raging Blow. It definitely, you'll pay attention to crits as well. So I think an awesome sort of skillful DPS cooldown is always good to see. Next we have Engrave Bracers Sword and Board. So this is the fun tank one. This is what allows warriors to solo a bunch of stuff. If you saw it in TBC and Wrath, it's pretty fun. But when your Devastate and Revenge abilities deal damage, they have a 30% chance of refreshing your cooldown of your Shield Slam ability and reducing its rage by 100% for 5 seconds. So, as I said, this is a really fun sort of build that, it's that Gladiator Warrior type build because of this and how you can use Devastate, Revenge, and Shield Slam and just going with all of it. Next, we have Wrecking Crew. Your melee critical hits enrage you, increasing all physical damage caused by 10% for 12 seconds. This effect does not stack with Enrage. So that's just a really cool thing for tanking, I suppose, just being able to get enraged. It'll be weird, for DPS. It's when you critical hit. I misspoke there. Increasing your physical damage caused by 10% for 12 seconds. This effect does not stack with Enrage. So I'm not really sure what it means by does not stack with Enrage. Maybe it doesn't enrage you like, to use Raging Blow. But it's really cool if it enables it, because then you don't have to sit there at 80 and 100 rage, and you can use a different sort of build with that, and then you just do 10% more damage based off your critical hits. So cool to see that synergize well with other critical hit things like the Rampage one, even though they're both on bracers, so you won't be able to use those two at the same time. Just cool to see it build off a skillful critical hit management. Then we have Helm sockets. This is really interesting. Engrave Helm Shield Mastery increases all physical damage you deal by 10% while you have a shield equipped and reduces their duration of all disarm effects used against you by 50%. This does not stack with other disarm duration reducing effects. So your steel weapon chain will not work with Shield Mastery. But also just another rune building on that fantastic gladiator warrior type gameplay. Next, we have Engrave Helm, Taste for Blood. Whenever your Rend ability causes damage, your Overpower ability will activate for 9 seconds or one attack. This effect will not occur once more than every 6 seconds. So maintain Rend, and you just get to use Overpower. This makes the Overpower build that a lot of people are currently doing with the Raging Blow very, very viable. It'll be cool to see sort of if that stays in place or if another meta emerges. Then next we have Engrave Helm Vigilance. Focus your protective gaze on a party or raid member, reducing their damage taken by 3% and transferring 10% of the threat they cause to you. In addition, each time they are hit by an attack, your taunt cooldown is refreshed. Lasts 30 minutes. This effect can only be on one target at a time. So this is a very powerful spell to sort of have prot warriors get threat. It's huge in Wrath of the Lich King. Anytime I'm on my Balance Druid, I just have them put Vigilance on me so I don't rip, and I help them get a ton of threat. So these are all the runes. A few interesting things to note is that we have Helm, Bracers, Boots, and Belt. When Blizzard gave us the sneak peek, they only showed Belt and Boot runes, so I'm inclined to think that those are the Phase 2 runes, and everything else is just runes that we are going to see at a later time. I can't imagine they're going to give us all these runes. It just feels like having we have 13 runes listed right here for Warrior. I think that's a lot for Phase 2. It would be literally more than the ones we got for Phase 1 by 1. So it would just be really interesting to sort of see them take that angle. I'm happy with a lot of these runes. I think they're great additions to the classic game, and I think they add a lot to it. But I'm just a little worried that they might be too much, you know, but we'll just have to see. Once again, this is all data mined, so we do not know what we're going to get, if any of these. These could all just be things they put in the game as sort of hints, things like that. The majority of them are stuff from TBC Wrath Cataclysm that we do get eventually, or they're just incorporated into our talent builds and those expansions. So it could just be they maybe overloaded us with content, so they knew we were going to data mine it, and then we aren't going to get these abilities. And, you know, just a little trick Blizzard played because they want us to actually go out there and discover everything. So just a little thought on all of these runes and stuff. But anyway, I truly hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, Warriors, down below. I love hearing all your comments and feedback, especially Warrior players, because, you know, you guys hate that I've put you in C tier the past 2 tiers because I truly just don't enjoy the play style. But anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.